Welcome on into the Rock and Refuel Recruiting Roundup. I'm Jordan Ham, bringing in Jason Jewell on Skype. And Jason, we have two commitments to get to. We'll get started with one of the top quarterbacks in the entire state, Jack Plummer, to Purdue.
Yeah, the Gilbert quarterback actually surprised me, and he pledged to Purdue pretty quickly after receiving that scholarship offer. And what a big-time get it is for the Boilermakers, because Plummer had plenty of other Division I and high-profile program offers, including South Carolina. He had Memphis and Arizona. So what a good get. And Plummer told me the reason he wanted to be a Boilermaker is he wanted to play in that offense, felt it was a high-octane offense and fit in very well, and wanted to sling the ball around. What quarterback doesn't? But and he pledges to the Boilermakers, and he said he's not going to take any other visits, nothing like that. He's shutting it down, and he's going to go play in the Big Ten.
Chandler is one of the most visited schools by college coaches this past spring, and the kicker, Cash Peterman, commits to BYU.
Yeah, he went to their kicking camp and received a scholarship offer. He's a guy that was an all-section second-team player last year for the Wolves, went 5'6", had a long of 45, went to their camp and impressed and earned that scholarship offer, quickly committed. Talking to Coach Iguano, the head coach at Chandler High School, he says that Peterman's going to go on his Mormon mission, then come back and enroll at BYU in 2020.
The Pac-12 has come into Arizona quite a bit this offseason. We're going to start things off. We have a trio of offers to get to. Going to start things off with Bijan Robinson down at South Point. He's a 2020 guy. Picks up a big offer.
Yeah, he's a guy that I've heard is arguably the top prospect in that 2020 class, which is saying a lot when you got a guy like Jack Miller over at Chaparral High School. But Robinson added his fourth offer, and it comes from Washington. He has plenty of other Pac-12 offers. He's a kid that's an athlete. It seems like South Point always has a young player down on the varsity level. Coach Monet does a good job developing those guys, and Robinson's a guy that has 4 or 5-star potential.
Keeping it in the state of Washington, the Cougars of Washington State come over to Centennial, offer Dom Hampton.
Yeah, big, long corner that, really quietly has had a big-time spring. He now is up to 8 scholarship offers. Half of the Pac-12 has gone in and offered him, as well as Fresno State, San Diego State. A very good, long corner, over 6 foot tall, 185 pounds, and run sub 11 seconds in the 100 meters. Just a fantastic football player.
Chandler wide receiver Gunnar Romney has had a hell of an offseason. He just got open. He's going up to the opening finals in Oregon later this month. Picks up an offer from in-state Arizona State.
Yeah, it took him a minute, but now that he has 12 scholarship offers, the latest coming from ASU. But Romney's a guy that's just an absolute stud. He'll go across the middle. He'll make that tough catch, and he has, better speed than you would expect. He's a very, very good football player that's being heavily, heavily recruited.
Keeping it with the Sun Devils, Jason, you were over at ASU's Maroon and Gold camp this weekend, and they offered 2 offensive linemen.
Yeah, this is exactly what camps are for, and this is the advice that I give players. Combines are fine and everything, but go to places where people have the power to extend a scholarship offer to you, and that's exactly what happened for 2 very young prospects. 2020 offensive tackle Noah Nelson from Williamsfield has not played a down of varsity football yet, but he did very, very well at ASU's camp with the young guys, and Coach Sale, their new offensive line coach, liked what he saw. He's 6'6", he's over 260 pounds, and he's thick down in the trunk and has the growth potential to be a big-time player. So Sale ends up offering him, and it's his first scholarship offer, again, for a guy that hasn't played varsity football yet. So it was very worth the $40 he spent to go to that Maroon and Gold camp and get that scholarship offer. And the other guy that got offered is 2019 jumbo athlete, let's call him Ty Robinson from Higley. He has a chance to be an offensive tackle, has played some defensive end, plays tight end now for Higley. Second scholarship offer for the 6'5" Robinson. His first came from Iowa State.
Keeping it with the camps up in Flagstaff, NAU had a camp, and they offered 2 Chandler Wolves.
Yeah, so the very first offer for offensive lineman, Tristan Rail, comes from NAU after a very good camp, and one of their top defensive players, Bryce Jackson, the cornerback, added an offer from the Lumberjacks as well.
Apparently, UNLV is trying to get bigger up front. They offer 2 offensive linemen from the state of Arizona. These guys combine for 12 feet and 10 inches of height and over 600 pounds.
Yeah, you look at Austin Young, the big mauler guard over there at Desert Edge High School, 6'4", 300 pounds plus, adds an offer. And he's a guy that's really heating up. Most of the Mountain West has offered. And Ralph Frias out at Stafford High School, 6'6", 300 pounds plus, adds an offer from UNLV. Both of these guys are getting heavily recruited at the mid-major level, but don't be shocked if some Power 5 schools jump in and offer these guys later.
Lance Lawson, the do-it-all running back over at Red Mountain, picks up an offer from Southern Utah.
Yeah, what a fantastic football player he is. I got to spend some time with Lance and his dad on Sunday at ASU's camp, and good family, good kid. Got an offer from Southern Utah, also has an offer from Montana. Dad told me that Arizona really likes him as well. Again, a guy that if he was a little bit taller, he'd be one of the most heavily recruited players in the state of Arizona.
And we've seen San Diego over the past couple of months come into the state and throw out plenty of offers. 4 players pick up offers, predominantly pass catchers. They're trying to up their passing game.
Yeah, so you look at the University of San Diego is a very academic school, and Tim Lockhart from Hamilton got an offer from them. Wide receiver Zach Wilson, wide receiver from Saguaro, added another Division I offer from San Diego. Tristan D'Angelo, Boulder Creek, a big-time 6'4" wide receiver, added his second Division I scholarship offer. And James Reed, big pass-catching tight end from Boulder Creek, got an offer. And the last guy that got a Division I offer this week, Corvin Otanez over at Gilbert High School. He got an Ivy League offer, and it came from Columbia.
It's camping season here in Arizona. Plenty of campuses for these players to go to and get offers. Make sure to keep it here on the Rock and Refuel Recruiting Roundup on Sports 360 AZ.